This is the story of a love so patient, it built a bridge to the stars, and a dream so fierce, it turned into a constellation. The short story is entitled The Kite That Flew to the Moon, a love story beyond the stars written by Pacampara. If this tale stirred something in you, a memory, a dream, or a truth, our Ko-fi, Amazon, and Patreon links are in the description. Support helps us keep writing for you and the ones you hold dear. When Wheaton was little, no taller than her grandmother's knee, she would climb into the old queen's lap and listen to stories that smelled of rosewater and age. The queen's fingers, thin and cool, would smooth Wheaton's hair as she spoke of days long gone. Your mother and father, she would murmur. They loved kites more than jewels or silks. They'd run barefoot through the palace fields, laughing, their kites dancing behind them, blue, gold, red, like ribbons pulling down the sun. Wayne's eyes, wide as moons, would fill with wonder. Did they ever reach the stars, grandmother? The queen chuckled softly, her voice like a crinkle of autumn leaves. No, little one, but they tried, and that's what made them so bright. They were dreamers. On nights when Wheaton couldn't sleep, her grandmother would pull the velvet curtains wide, revealing the dark sky splashed with light. She would point to the stars and whisper, "Someday your prince will come, someone who sees your heart, not just your crown, someone who will chase the stars with you, even if he cannot catch them." And so, as Wheaton grew, the longing to touch the stars never left her. It fluttered inside her like a small stubborn bird, quiet when others were near, but wide and loud when she stood alone under the sky. Wheaton sat on the stone balcony of her moonlit tower, chin propped on her hair, hand, eyes lifted toward the sky. The stars blinked like tiny lanterns strung across an ocean of velvet. Her long black hair spilled over her shoulders like a silk river, and the hem of her pale gown shimmered where it caught the light. "If I could," she whispered softly, "I'd send a kite up there, so high it would dance among the stars." Just standing quietly by the rose arbor below heard her. He smiled to himself, foolish, impossible but beautiful, because it came from her. He cleared his throat. "Princess, there's no wind that can carry a kite to the stars." She leaned over the edge, resting her elbows on the cold stone. "Maybe, but isn't it lovely to just imagine?" Then Jess's heart clenched. He had spent years at court training to be a knight, but no sword or armor had ever made him feel brave. Only she did. And tonight, seeing the longing in her eyes, he felt something tug deep in his chest, the need to give her that dream no matter how impossible. Next morning, Jess began. The first kite, built of cedar wood and linen, split apart the moment it met the wind. The second, crafted with bamboo ribs and paper wings, crumpled into the grass like a wounded bird. Days passed, his hands grew raw, his shoulders tight, his brow furrowed in frustration. He scoured the kingdom, sought out scholars, magicians, wind callers, even old witches with herbs tucked into their sleeves. All shook their heads. The stars are too far, the wind is too weak, the dream is too big. And yet every night, when Wheaton would come to his workshop, watching as he pored over blueprints and scattered feathers, silk and string, she would kneel beside him, softly smoothing his hair back from his damp forehead. "Jess," she would whisper, "don't stop and keep building." But they all break, Jess muttered. One evening, voice cracked with exhaustion, "They all fall." Wheaton smiled, and it was like spring breaking through the cold. "Then make 100 or 1,000. Even if none reach the stars, everyone you make, you build for me." Just closed his eyes, and for a moment, just her presence mended the broken places inside him. That night when the world slept, just slipped away to the plains, under a sky so wide it made his soul ache. There among the wildflowers, he lifted his face to the heavens. O goddesses of the stars, he murmured, I am just a man, but I love her so much. I would ask for the heavens to bend, just once for her joy. The stars flickered, a hush over the earth, and then a song made of moonlight and bells. The goddesses spoke. Why do you wish to touch the stars? Jess fell to his knees, not for me but for her, for the girl who dreams of the sky. Dreams break, just as your kites have. His voice shook. I will keep building. I will build and break again and again if it gives her hope. And what would you give Jess of the earth to lift the one who dreamed into the heavens? He swallowed his mouth and breathed hard and said everything. The wildflowers bowed, the air trembled. The goddess's voice fell as soft as rain. Then build Jess, not a kite of paper or wood, but a kite of love and longing, strong enough to weave into the stars. He worked through the night, not with tools, but with memory. With the memory of Ween's laughter when the wind tugged her hair, of her fingers brushing his when they tied ribbons, of her voice whispering, keep building. When he returned, Ween laughed softly. Jess, you look like you've fought a dragon. In a way I have, he offered his hand. Come with me. They walked barefoot through the plains, toes brushing soft petals, and the sun painting gold on Ween's hair. The final kite waited, resting like a sleeping bird. Jess held the string. There's no wind, he said quietly. I'm not sure if... Ween touched his arm and said, Jess. Her voice was a smile, a balm and a home. Trying is enough. She kissed him then, soft, sure, as if the whole world narrowed to that moment. They lifted the kite together, fingers brushing, breath held. Just let the string slip through his fingers. He looked up, he murmured. And above them, where no wind should have gone, the kite rose, higher and higher, until it shimmered against the twilight, until its shape blurred and stretched into the light. Stars caught its outline, wove it into their tapestry, and there it remained, the constellation gleaming forever. Ween's eyes filled with tears. I may never touch the stars, he whispered, but I see you always. Jess wrapped his arms around her, pressing his forehead to hers, and for the first time he understood that sometimes love was not about reaching the impossible. It was about standing beside someone who dared to dream it, and saying, I'll be here even when you can't fly. The closing poem. Beneath the sky where whispers dance, they come, the dreamers hand in hand. A star that twinkles like a kite, they wish and they wish beneath its silver light. They press their palms, they close their eyes, they speak of soft hopes beneath the skies. For love, for luck, for peace, for home, not knowing how that star was sown. They do not know of thread and hand, of one who built with blooded plans, of one who kissed softly and smiled, who dreamed the stars with love, not guile. The kite still soars in constellations, a mark of patient dedication. It hums above the fields of bloom, a prince, a girl, a silk's pontoon. And every night the breeze will weave the names of those who dare believe. While somewhere fire to shadows stand, a girl, a boy, a folded hand. So make your wish, but know, my friend, some loves are made to never end. They fly beyond what eyes can see, a kite and a kiss, an eternity. This piece is dedicated to my dearest sunshine, Kim Young-soon. Please show her your love and support on her channel, Solarcido. She's the heart behind so much of the light I share here. If you enjoy poems, short stories, and heartfelt journeys like this one, stay a while and see if any of my work resonates with you. I'd love for you to consider subscribing if you find a piece of your heart here. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what new story formats or poems you'd love to see. Your voice helps shape this growing storybook we're building here. Thank you for walking this world with me. Have a nice day.